37 degrees now at 8:08. Good morning to you. Good morning and welcome to my guest in the studio. Matey is here from the United Brain Association. Good morning.
Good morning, Kate. Thanks for having me.
Yes, always glad to have you come for a visit because, we always have good visits and everything, but you understand how things work around here. He brought Dunkin' Munchkins. Thank you.
Oh, actually, they're muffins, even better than munchkins.
Muffins. Oh. Yeah. Turns out I could be bought for muffins. Who knew? But we're here to talk about the United Brain Association and the great work that you're doing. You brought with you a bike helmet today, I see.
I did. I have to tell you that we have a really great project that comes to its peak on December 2nd with Maroney's Toy Drive. And to bat a little out of order about what I was going to talk about, Maroney's is hosting a toy drive in conjunction with Cornerstone Family Healthcare, and they also are supported by the Motorcycle Museum in Newburgh as well as Devitt's, and also the Newburgh Brewing Company. I buy my toys at Maroney's, and one day while I was there...
Yes, sometimes you ride your toys to come over here and visit us. Yes, get
exactly.
it? Uh-huh.
One day I was in there, and they mentioned they were having a toy drive in August. I scratched my head and said, "What's that all about?" And they said, "Well, we're just kind of doing a preliminary run-through. We do a toy drive every year, and we donate toys to the children of Newburgh who have been qualified by Cornerstone Family Healthcare as being kids who could use a toy for Christmas." Mm-hmm. Well, that thought resonated in my mind. And as I was riding through Newburgh one day, I saw a family of four, two beautiful kids, two great parents, two brand new bikes, and no helmets.
Oh.
Well, since United Brain addresses brain injuries, specifically concussions and traumatic brain injury, and the worst of all, CTE, I thought, possibly United Brain could do something about this. Perhaps maybe we could get involved with the toy drive and donate 100 bike helmets to the children of Newburgh. So I contacted Maroney's, and Liz Cruz is their back of the house, does everything manager, and she said that's a great idea. And we rented up the flagpole at a few other places. Everybody thought it was good, so we went ahead and procured 120 helmets. Then I went out and I solicited support from the local community, a lot of civic organizations, the City of Newburgh Police Department, Fire Department, the PSOA, that's their supervisory officers group. Maroney's, of course, because they're part of the whole program, the Kiwanis, Restore, Habitat for Humanity, Adams Fairacre Farms, Legoland, the United States Army, United Brain's accountant, Louis J. Gizzarelli. We got all the players that we could get onto this helmet, and on December 2nd, we'll be donating, I believe it's 50 small and 50 medium, and an undetermined number of large helmets to the children of Newburgh. The intent is to, by involving all the organizations that we have whose logos are placed on our helmet, we want these kids to know that the community cares about them, that wearing their helmet is really important to protect them from limiting their future, from a brain injury, a concussion that could change the whole trajectory of their lives. So one of the largest logos on the helmet says, "Please wear your helmet." And then it says #YouBeSmart.
UB, which is the logo of United Brain. That's really smart. You be smart.
And we just want the kids to know, since most kids don't really know what being safe means, but they know what being smart means. And in this case, being smart is wearing your bike helmet. Now, one of the things that we did, I've heard stories from some of my friends whose fire departments support bike helmet programs, and the kids come in, they open the helmets, they put them on their arms, and they ride their bikes home.
Without a helmet on their head.
Without the helmet on their head. So we want these kids to know that we care about them. So we put a little note in every helmet, and it says, "To our new and lifelong friends, we hope you wear the helmet with pride and show all around you the importance of protecting your wonderful brain from the dangers of a head injury. We hope to see you riding and skating safely. All the names on this helmet are from people who care about you. Please make us proud and always wear your helmet. We love you, your friends at the United Brain Association." hopefully we get 100% use of these helmets. Every kid who
Yes.
gets one wears it every day, and hopefully they do their job. So that's the bike helmet and why I brought that in today.
That is a wonderful crusade that you're on, and you got great support from so many businesses and organizations within the community.
We did, and I think that we are planning to do this on a yearly basis. And we also are selling these helmets on our website. The helmets that are part of this bike program are all on us. We, myself and a couple of our other board members, paid for these out of our own pocket with the intent of getting the word out that brain safety, brain injury awareness is an important thing. We'll be selling these helmets on our website, and we plan to reach out to larger national outlets to get their support on the helmets as well. But the more people talk about it, the more people are aware that bike helmets can stave off some potentially bad outcomes with respect to head injury. We just hope it keeps moving forward. And that kind of is a good segue into one of the things that we did this summer was I had the opportunity to hire 2 summer interns. And one of them is a defensive back at Villanova. And his mission...
Football, speaking of brain injuries.
Football
Okay.
player.
Yeah. Concussions and such abound.
Yeah. So one of his tasks for the summer was to come up with an 8-piece series on concussion and youth sports. Starting off with what is a concussion, getting parents, coaches, and players involved in diagnosing when a potential head injury occurs. Don't sweep it under the rug. Bring it forward, have it examined, have it treated. Then he talked about technology and technique, finding that the Seattle Seahawks defensive coach did some research and found out that Australian rugby players have an extremely low incidence of concussion because they arm tackle. They lead with the hands as opposed to leading with the head. The 8-piece series went out, and it's posted on our website, and the blogs are easily findable. And I also was able to hire his younger brother, who is a defensive end, and he's a junior in high school. And several weeks ago, he sustained a concussion toward the end of the game on possibly a less than honorable hit from an opposing offensive lineman. The interesting thing is that he went through concussion protocol. He's been out off the field for about 4 weeks, working his way back on. And we were able to supply him with one of the new high-tech Visus helmets that basically are designed specific to the role you play on the field. This is a lineman's helmet. They designed the new helmet for Tua Tagliavola from the Miami Dolphins, who sustained 2 concussions, in almost consecutive weeks. So there is a lot of technology out there that can help protect student athletes. That also bears on other contact sports such as hockey, where helmet improvements are happening on a fairly consistent basis. One of the things that you can control, we can't always control what happens with our brain and mental health. A lot of it's genetic, a lot of it's environmental, but head injuries, quite often we can control by proper headgear and proper safety gear. And we can only preach that as often as people will listen. We have to have people receiving the message that we're trying to convey.
That's for sure. When I bought my unicycle and said I'm going to start learning to ride the unicycle, a bunch of people said, no, don't do it. And well, I didn't listen to them, but a bunch of other people, way more, said make sure you wear a helmet. And I went and bought a brand new one and had it fitted to me and everything. And I still haven't learned to ride the unicycle yet. But yes, I recognize that there's really a potential for really bad things to happen. So do what you can to ward it off.
Sure. And if you suspect you've had a concussion, if you've received a blow to the head or any kind of rapid transition in speed, your brain floats inside your skull, separated by a protective layer called the meninges. The concussion is when your brain impacts your skull. It's not something hitting you on the head. It's what happens to your brain inside your head as a result of that impact.
Okay.
So you can fall on the back of your head and have the brain injury on the front of your head. and that's a common occurrence. It's kind of a ricochet effect.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to protect your brain by having some impact attenuation around it, which is what the padding in the helmet does. It slows down the acceleration of your brain against the inside of your skull.
Okay. So these helmets are I guess they're good ones. I don't know the difference from one kind to the mine has one of those little pointy things that you can use it as a visor, and these look pretty good.
Well, they're dual rated. They're ASTM certified and CE certified. That's the Canadian entity. So they're a multi-purpose helmet. They're more than just bike. It's bike, skateboarding, and skating is basically what
yeah,
they're set
those
for.
need helmets. Oh, yes. The United Brain Association, you do research into all kinds of brain problems. Let's just say, how many different brain diseases are there?
Well, the American Psychiatric Association recognizes 600 brain and mental health related issues and disorders.
That's a lot of research.
And we currently have resources on 460 of these 600.
Uh-huh.
So when you go to our website, make sure you have a comfortable pair of slippers on and realize you're going to be there for a while. We started building this database in 2020, and we add between 3 and 4 resources every week, and we've been doing that for several years.
Oh, that's the brain resources section. I'm on your website right now,
Yeah.
which is, by the way, UnitedBrainAssociation.org. Very easy to find.
Exactly. And if you forget what our address is, just Google United Brain. We always come up. It's easy to find us. And I think that one of the other niches that we fill is the brain story section on our website, where we actually have members of our community reach out to us volunteering to share their experiences with a brain or mental health related issue. And the brain stories basically cover topics of how you were diagnosed, what treatments worked for you, how it's impacted your life. And the most important thing that we take away is what this person recently could recommend to somebody who's recently diagnosed.
Oh, yes.
So the fear, the panic of the unknown is somewhat eliminated by following through on our brain stories. And we've been fortunate enough to go with video on 10 to 12 of these of the 30 that we have posted on our site right now. And they're really engaging. The first one took the longest to do, took about 8 months to develop on a Vietnam vet with PTSD who happens to be my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
And each time we would start talking about one specific area, it would lead us down a rabbit hole and we wouldn't come back out for a week or two. Ultimately, at the end of 8 months, we have a pretty good story and a great video, and we promote his content on a regular basis on our site.
Cool. Let me hear more, but we have to take a quick break. Jay Matey is here with us this morning on Wall Radio with the United Brain Association, and we will be right back. It's 8:24, 38 degrees at Wall Radio. My guest in the studio is from the United Brain Association. We're talking with Jay Matey. You had a bunch of more stories that you wanted to tell, or I don't want to take the words out of your mouth. Where did you want things to go next?
Oh, no, we could talk about our brain stories hosted on our website all day. It's really worth a read. And if you find yourself diagnosed with any of a number of different brain or mental health issues, check out our website. We'll probably have resources that can better describe and define to you what it is you're up against. And in many cases, you can find a brain story of somebody who's been through it, who can tell you what they would recommend to somebody just recently diagnosed. It's a really good synergy of information as well as experience. And we feel that it's highly helpful to those who have been recently diagnosed. Before I forget, just to
Yes.
close in on Maroney's and the toy drive that's happening on December 2nd, basically everybody meets at Maroney's between 9 o'clock and 11. You're encouraged to bring a wrapped toy with you. A lot of the toys have already been collected, and Maroney's is having a toy wrapping party at the Newburgh Brewing Company earlier in the week. I believe it's the Thursday preceding. The ride takes off. It's an escorted motorcycle ride. And basically, it's a fairly short one, but it rides from Maroney's on Union Avenue in New Windsor into the city of Newburgh, and it terminates at the Motorcycle Museum. And Ted Doring has volunteered and let the kids receiving packages, the Maroney's team, as well as Cornerstone Health, use his museum to open up the packages.
Oh, wow.
So,
All of Motorcyclepedia.
Yeah, so it'll be a pretty good free-for-all. I believe they do it downstairs.
Okay.
This is my first time participating in it, so I'll be finding out as well.
What do you need from our listeners? Do you need donations?
Donations are always a plus. United Brain Association raises funds to support education and to support research. The money has to come from somewhere. Fortunately, we have a founder who carries most of the load for us. But we're always looking for donations both to us, and I'm sure that donations in terms of toys to the children of Newburgh would be greatly appreciated by all those involved in this great project. Cornerstone Family Healthcare, Maroney's, Motorcycle Museum, and Devitt's are the big players, as well as the Newburgh Brewing Company. And these guys are doing a tremendous service to the community, and we're just happy they let us help.
I'm on your website now, unitedbrainassociation.org, and there's a big red button called Donate, and when you click on it, the top item is Toy Drive, so it's really easy to find out how to help.
That's true. We have a shop on our website as well, direct to customer. You can order anything from coffee mugs to hooded sweatshirts to polo shirts to T-shirts. We think that it's a good value and it's a great way to get our name into the public's eye. The toy drive that we're participating in, as I said, is probably going to be the first of many. And we're going to plan to continue doing this on infinitum, especially since it plays into one of our strong suits of brain injury and ways in which you can prevent it.
Yes, that's huge. Wear a bike helmet, even if you're a grown-up and you're not a young kid. Grown-ups fall off of bicycles too.
Oh, especially well put. We wanted to focus on kids, hoping that it would become ingrained in their daily habits to put that helmet on anytime they go out to skateboard or skate or ride their bike.
I had a friend who would bike every day, and after I think it took 2 years, but he posted on Facebook, well, they told me it would happen, and I wiped out big time today, and I was wearing a helmet. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. One of the other big developments that United Brain is happy to share with our audience is that we were able to secure the services of a resident staff psychiatrist. We hired Dr. Jake Goodman in the beginning of the year as a social media influencer. He went to the University of Georgia for his undergrad work. And during his time in college, he realized that he suffered from depression and anxiety, and he didn't mind talking about it. He started a social platform, and he shared his experiences with depression, anxiety, fears. Well, he's
those are issues of the brain. Yeah.
So we met Jake hoping that he would help us with social media influencing, and as it turned out, he's helped us in countless ways. As he's a psychiatrist, he's 30 years old. He has more energy and ability to communicate than anyone I've ever met. And next year, I think in the fall, he's actually spending a month in New York City with Dr. Jen Ashton and David Muir and the ABC team speaking on mental health issues and destigmatizing mental health. And he's our man. He's now on our board of directors.
Well, congratulations. Yeah. Wow. It has been a pleasure to have you here, and we've run out of time already.
Well, I'm available next week. You just call me.
Jay Matey from the United Brain Association, and the website one more time, unitedbrainassociation.org. Thank you very much, especially for the helmet campaign. That's a wonderful giveaway that you're doing. It's good work. It's needed.
Thank you, Kate. Thanks for having us.
Yes, we're very pleased. It's 8:30 at Wall Radio. Time to do us a news update.